Welcome to the future. Featuring Dr. Kenneth Lewis Sr. and Mr. Barry White. With their very special guest Kathy Roberts, former president of the Discover Bank, sharing information about the venture that brought her out of retirement. The Switch Reward Card. You have the opportunity to be in total control of your life and your finances.
Storybox Audio.
Dr. Sandy, take us away.
Your open ears and your sound hearts and ready to listen and hear. Our very special guest is coming up in no time flat. We're getting straight to the point and going to the top. Wealth is our primary focus, and so when we come into the home of the Dr. Kenneth Lewis Sr., we know wealth is on our agenda, right? For sure. So to introduce our special guest this evening, come on up here, Barry. Barry White. Everybody knows Barry White? Barry White is Ken Lewis's right and left hand. I used to try to take that left hand responsibility, but it got too hard for me, so Barry's now right hand and left hand, and I try to hold them both. So I'm Sandy Lynn. This is Barry White.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, wake up now. Good evening, everybody. Oh. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. I switched. Once again, I've switched, and before it's all over, you'll understand why. And I'm so excited to have all you in the house today because I see a lot of VIPs. I know about half the room, so I know you're going to love this information. But also, I want to take a moment before I bring up our special guest to have everybody know who the proprietor of this place is, Dr. Kenneth Lewis Sr., who's hosting this event. He's back there. Wave your hand, Doc. Okay. And I'm so glad that he's here because he's on a mission, and this is part of it. And last year, I didn't even think he could get out the bed. But, God is good. So the young lady that I'm bringing up now is, I can't even sing all her accolades. I've seen so much that she's accomplished in the past, and I see the vision of what she's going to accomplish in the future. And I just can't do her no justice telling her story. So she needs to tell her own story. Miss Kathy Roberts.
I've been waiting on Kathy to get here for about 2 weeks. I started to do the research on her. I couldn't believe she was all that. But after she came through those glass doors in my corporate office, she was more than what I thought. Okay, I thought she was going to be 10 feet tall, but some kind of way she came down a little bit and got on in. Guys, they made a mistake. Somebody said you guys are only going to get 5,000 tokens. Kathy overheard me tell Larry that. I turned around and she said, it's done. I said, what? She said, they all going to get 10,000 coins. Now, you guys might not know what all that means. You might not know what all that means. Okay. You will. Okay. It's a big thing, guys. A big thing. Get your coins tonight because this is the beginning. These things start off very, very little and then they explode. But you're going to have 10,000 puppies exploding. I have no idea what they're doing. So, Kathy, I wanted to turn it over to you. I want to take advantage of this moment because I don't want to be back there tomorrow morning and wonder why did I grab that mic.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Thank you all. Thank you for everyone who's invited me back. I have been in Illinois before. It's been a little while since I've been here, but I'm happy to be back again. And I will say this, there are some forward-looking people
in this audience. There are some people who have already, in my estimation, done their research and looked around this new market that involves the blockchain, that involves cryptocurrencies, that involves ways to exchange it. And when we talk about what the new surge is, this is the fastest adopted technology ever. Faster than the internet, faster than anything else has ever been. So tonight, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit. What am I supposed to be telling them? Oh, this is all. That was all the legal stuff. You read that, right? Yeah. All the disclaimers. And thank the Lord, I had a second chance. Dennis reminded me earlier of what I said before. I had the chance to come here to Illinois in 1986 with Discover Card. And that's when it was the brand new card to the ecosystem of cards. There hadn't been a new card in 23 years. And I worked at Sears as a young person. And at that point, I was at the middle of my career, and they said, how would you like to go to Chicago? I said, that'll be fine. I'll go to Chicago and help this new startup. So I was one of the donors, one of the very first people at Discover. I lived on the other side of almost in Lake County. I lived in Arlington Heights, and the offices were out in Riverwoods. And every once in a while, go down to the Sears Tower because that's who started the whole thing. So this is a nice coming home, and I'm so happy to see so many of you interested in what changes have happened in the market. One of the reasons I say I'm not scared of doing something that is revolutionary, I'm not scared of doing something that's new, I'm not scared of something that has different risk than the normal commodities or the normal markets, is because I've done that before. Dennis reminded me, I said, when I first took the assignment, I thought, could lightning ever strike twice? Could I be involved in more than one startup? So when I was 16, I started a job at Sears. And when I ended my career, I was the president of Discover Bank. It was a $54 billion portfolio at that point. And we had moved past all that naysaying. In the very beginning, when we started that portfolio, people would say, well, who needs a new credit card? Well, that cashback idea, the Wall Street Journal said, Sears is selling dollars for 99 cents. What a stupid idea. All of that, we knew, we had baked that into our P&L. We knew exactly how that would work. Does anyone want to venture to tell me what the most copied thing is in a card now? It's rewards. It's some kind of cashback or reward or miles. Everything that they said would not work. But it was perseverance. It was a little scary at that point. I was a lot younger. Maybe I was taller. But it paid off. And so taking that risk, leaving the more secure employer, going to the startup, taking that risk, put me somewhere that I never would have been had I not taken that risk. I'm doing it again. I took off time to raise a baby. Through the miracle of adoption, I have a 21-year-old son. And I always said, if I have a baby, I need an 18-year leave of absence, and that's about what it's been. But when I heard about this new market, I thought, I need to study this a little bit more. Took some time and really got involved and to understand what it would take to put a debit card at the end of one of these exchanges. And then as I found out more and more about the blockchain, more and more about cryptocurrencies, more and more about Bitcoin, the first one that came out, I was just intrigued and thought, I've got to figure this out. And at this point, when you hold up that switch card, a lot of people talk about their projects, but our project is in beta. It is working. We are moving right forward with it right now. So, there we go. There's another switch card. So the most valuable lesson I learned at Discover was there isn't nothing I can't do. There isn't nothing any of us can do. It may take a little bit of work to understand it. It may take a little bit of reasoning. Someone this morning told me, I have a translator at home, which means they have a young person who's going to explain the rest of this to them so they can really understand what they might be doing in the future. But from that experience of a startup, from that experience of something that said, somebody else said can't be done, I was determined to do it, and many others, and I don't know what the portfolio is at now, but it didn't take long for that to take off. Cryptocurrencies, the blockchain has now become one of the most superior forms of computer storage there is, because you can't knock it out. So if you have a computer, and we had these huge rooms in the first part of the 70s where the computer would be, and they'd send the youngest person in at Sears, and I was the youngest, like, go in there and fix the computer. I'd turn it off and turn it on and go, and everything would come back on. I didn't know any more than the next one, but I wasn't afraid to hit the switch. And over time, we got to the point where people would put their computers in these certain locations, and you put one here and you put one there, and that way, if it went down, something went wrong, the other computer will pick it up, right? In this decentralized blockchain, it's totally different, because you're not relying on those big storehouses of computers to do what you need to do. It's so decentralized that if somebody came and put a missile on at your computer site, it's not going to knock out the blockchain. That's the difference. It's all spread around the globe, and we'll have a little video that'll tell you a little bit more about that. So now, you might have noticed I still love money. Now, these are not Benjamins, but one of the things that we have for you tonight is we would love for you to take on one of our Switch wallets. These are free. You have to go through a process to go through and get your Switch wallet. But as you get your Switch wallet, that information would then go to our customer service group, and they will send you 10,000 Switch. Now, you're saying, what does that mean to me? That means our product has already gone through the blockchain. Our coin is at its native place where you could go in, and we will send you those 10,000 Switch, and then you can move them to the Ethereum network, which is the way to transfer them, and transfer them on out if you want. You can keep them and watch them grow. Zach back here, who keeps up with everything, about every half hour, he's like, what is Switch worth? So we've already gotten to the point where the Switch token is on the market, and you can see the value. Now, it was at 0029 or 3 or something earlier today, but it's been out since February 23rd. And so guess who has a lot of Switch tokens? Moi. I have a lot of those. So when I calculate how much I have in Switch tokens, even at 0.003, I'm a pretty rich woman. I was kidding with the gentleman earlier. I'm like, at my age, the only figure that men notice is the one in my bank account. And it is going to be, I'm going to be the prettiest girl around. Because I have a lot of these Switch tokens that I purchased them, just like anybody else purchased them. And then I have some from the corporation, of course. So as we go through this, you can have $1 if you'd like, instead of the 10,000 Switch tokens. If you'd like to have $1, I'll give it to you right now. Anybody want $1 instead of the Switch token? I didn't think so. But I tried to get the cleanest ones I could. But, if you wanted the $1, we brought that for you. Because I don't want you to walk away and say I never gave you anything. So now, Zach, should they scan that QR code? Okay, I'll get out of the way. Can you get your phones out and get the information to scan that QR code? And before you leave tonight, if you can't get through that process, we will be happy to take your information and do a personal call for you, or a Zoom, or a Zendesk, any way that you like, so that you are sure to get that 10,000 Switch delivered to your wallet if you open a Switch wallet. Remember, the Switch wallet is totally free. And these are from me personally. These have nothing to do with, these are my switch I'm giving out to you. But I'm so thankful that you're here to listen to us tonight. If you need help, let us know too. Raise your hand and Zach will come and help you. And depending on your particular phone, it could be different. But I want to make sure you've got that information. Say that again. That's going to be where we drop your coins, and it'll generate it for you. The wallet address will generate itself, and that's where I'm going to drop your token. Zach, they're asking about the wallet address. How do they get that? They'll reach out to you. Now that you've done this, they'll help you set up your wallet.
Question.
Yes.
If they already have a wallet.
Yes. Then can we get the address for them to send if they already have a wallet? Okay. If you just put it in that wallet address section, we'll send it to you there. Yes, absolutely. Then we'll send it directly to you. Yes. And if for any reason you couldn't connect, or if your type of phone won't connect, before you go, make sure that we get your email address, and we'll make an appointment and do it right with you over a Zoom or on the phone so you can get your 10,000 switch. Now, Barry, you were looking at switch earlier today, right? And what were you doing? The same thing I was doing, calculating how much it is. So, 10,000 switch, you'll be able to calculate and take a look at what switch is trading at and see what that is worth on a regular basis. Okay, so you'll have your free 10,000 switch. You have your free wallet. And if we can go to the next place. Okay, I'd like to tell you also another thing that you're going to get is a light node by opening that wallet. By giving us your information on the email, and then you're like, what's a light node? Well, it's really software, and the node system is what the blockchain rides on. So this node is software, and we sell the software. The light nodes sell for $25, and we'll talk to you a little bit about the smart nodes. The smart nodes have a lot more computing power. Right here, Zach, he was having trouble with his too. They have a lot more computing power. The smart nodes sell for $6,600. Sounds like a whole lot of money, but they produce so much more than the light node. But both of them are available, and that production is your switch rewards or your tokens. So if you look at some of the projects that have been out there that have been done with the nodes, that software is producing those rewards for you. But that's also where the blockchain rides on. So the computing power of all the people that are participating by buying those nodes and keep them on has made a supercomputer that is now in the top 100 number of computers with computing power. And again, it's decentralized. It won't be something I own. As soon as we've sold 20,001, the community has more power than the people who started that blockchain. Okay? What questions? Let me stop right there for a minute and answer questions or thoughts about a node, because that whole concept is different.
Looking at some of the causing on some crazy areas. Don't worry, we're gonna have Zooms to explain it and bring you up to speed, because I know it's a lot, and I see some baby boomers in the room, and we're gonna get you with some millennials. We're gonna take you by the hand and get you where you need to be.
Somebody took me by the hand and got me to where I needed to be.
So
Because I'm with the baby boomers.
Right. So don't fear, and don't feel like you're being left behind. We're not gonna let that happen. So just know that. Okay. I can read phases, so I
Yeah.
see a couple of phases that you're wondering like.
What is that?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit how I got involved, and there are others in the room. But a few years ago, it was 2017, and I called somebody I'd done business with a long time. I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and I said, I need X, Y, Z. He said, "Oh, Kathy, how are you? I'm in Davos, Switzerland. I'm giving a speech about this new technology that I've made, and it produces these rewards." And I said, "Oh, that's really nice." I'm thinking, why did you take my call if you're in Davos, Switzerland, giving this speech? And at that point, he took the time to explain the Bitcoin to me. Now, what started this rage is Bitcoin. I think most of you have heard about Bitcoin. Is that true? Can you raise your hand if you have? Okay. So Bitcoin is the first one of these cryptocurrencies. There is a limited supply. Anything with a limited supply usually goes up. It has had its ups and downs. But if you were an early Bitcoin miner, you were probably a pretty happy person. If you bought it at $200 or something of that sort, you were a very, very happy person. But that's what starts the blockchain. And that's what that paper in a peer-to-peer transaction where people can trade using something other than the traditional currencies in the world. And so with that fortune, we've launched the other blockchains that are in this and transitioned to something that is called an alternate coin. And Switch is an alternate coin. It runs on a certain parallel with Ether or Ethereum, which is another coin. So with that, what you have in the end, and I'm just a mercenary, I'll be honest, I'm a mercenary. What you have is, I'm interested in that reward. I don't know how my microwave works. I really don't even know how the car works. I just know that it works. It starts. I don't know how they made the microwave. I don't know how they made the car, but it gets me the result. And that's what these nodes do, is they get you from the start to having the opportunity to get those rewards. So I would say I like it when I say I use Switch more than once. We're going to show you a little bit of a video that does some explaining about the blockchain. Thanks.
According to Insider Intelligence, 34 million US adults currently own cryptocurrency. However, according to Inc.com, 68% of small businesses won't accept any form of crypto as payment for their goods or services. Introducing Switch, an innovative solution to bridge this gap in the world of Web3. Switch simplifies blockchain finance by allowing you to load your Switch Visa card with converted cryptocurrencies, then spend those dollars anywhere Visa is accepted. Finally, a simple yet elegant solution to the problem of storing, sending, switching, and spending digital assets all in the palm of your hand. Perhaps the most exciting feature of Switch is the rewards program, where you can earn digital rewards for participating in the Switch blockchain when you purchase and run the Switch Node software on your computer. For many, this is a new concept, so let's quickly review what blockchain is, how it was created, and more importantly, how and why you should consider getting involved in the Switch blockchain community. The year was 2008. The credit crisis was about to create a massive financial collapse. Too big to fail dominated the headlines as the government issued hundreds of billions of dollars in bailout funds to corporate America in the hopes of stabilizing the economy. The US plunged into a recession as confidence in the dollar fell to new lows. During this time, a mysterious white paper was published by Satoshi Nakamoto, proposing a radically new form of money, Bitcoin. a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, proposed a monetary platform where people could send and receive payments directly from one person to another without going through a bank. Bitcoin was unlike any other currency. It had no government regulations, no country of origin. It was positioned as the currency of the people. And in the middle of economic recession during a time of government bailout, the message resonated with people around the world and they began to invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin began to grow faster and faster. It became the fastest asset ever to reach $1 trillion valuation. But what many simply hadn't yet grasped was that this technology revolution wasn't simply about money. It was about the underlying technology behind Bitcoin that made this revolution possible: blockchain. The premise of Satoshi's white paper was to create the most secure payment system ever invented, a currency that was owned by nobody, yet everybody. But without a bank, country, or corporation to finance and support a new kind of currency, Bitcoin needed to be built on a totally unique technology, and it needed built-in security to foster trust while operating in total transparency. Rather than putting control and oversight of a new kind of money into the hands of a bank, government, or tech company, where history has shown it can be manipulated and corrupted, the concept of blockchain did the total opposite, breaking up the oversight and placing it into the hands of hundreds, thousands, potentially millions of stakeholders, each accountable to each other and all operating in total transparency on an open public ledger that makes corruption virtually impossible. Here's how it works. Community members join a given blockchain project by purchasing a node software license. Each member then installs the software on their computer and grants permissions to use a small portion of their processing power, electricity, and internet bandwidth, essentially crowdsourcing the technology needed to run the blockchain project. Individually, each computer's power is pretty insignificant, but when connected together in vast numbers of computers, all working together for a common goal, the result is a network so powerful it rivals even the largest of tech companies. All that computing power is then laser focused on solving a specific problem, whatever problem the community decides to tackle. The beauty of blockchain projects is that most community members need no technical abilities, other than installing a software on their computer that will silently run in the background, taking advantage of unused resources that are then used to run calculations that achieve the common goal of the blockchain. To ensure accuracy and security, a decentralized blockchain never relies on any single computer, but instead runs the same calculations on multiple independent computers, all running the same blockchain software that then communicate with each other to confirm and verify every action in a process called consensus. This method of processing and analyzing metadata is called data mining, or mining for short. Since the creation of blockchain technology, thousands of projects have been launched, each focused on using this new crowdsourcing of technology to solve a different problem. Just like in the early days of the dot-com bubble, many of them simply aren't built on the foundation of a solid business plan. But again, just like the early days of the internet, where some of the most successful companies were created, a select few blockchain projects are rising above the rest. Projects that solve real-world problems. These projects are formed when a large enough group unites. The group identifies a genuine problem with a large enough need that can then be solved using the computing power of a large chain of computers, or blockchain. Since the project is being pioneered by a community, members support the project by running the node software on their individual computers. Members then spread the word with like-minded individuals who also see the value and join the mission. Experts predict blockchain technology is the future of commerce. It's already grown at staggering rates that have outpaced the internet and mobile phones. Although less than 5% of the population own a cryptocurrency, blockchain is already the fastest adopted technology in human history. And just like the early days of the internet, with this incredible growth comes incredible opportunity. Here at Switch, we believe the greatest blockchain advancements still lie ahead as cryptocurrency continues to grow toward mainstream adoption. So why would anyone purchase a Switch software node and add their computer to the Switch blockchain? The answer is incentive. Each time a community member completes an action that furthers the mission of the Switch blockchain, they earn a digital reward. These Switch rewards can then be held inside your Switch wallet, spent directly inside the Switch marketplace, or converted into dollars using your Switch app. You can then use your Switch card to spend those dollars anywhere Visa is accepted. Switch rewards are distributed to the community members each day. The number of rewards you earn is determined by how many action items you completed the previous day, such as running your software node on your computer, making everyday purchases using your Switch Visa card, buying or selling cryptocurrencies on the Switch platform, completing a direct deposit into your Switch account, or inviting others who join the Switch community. Community members who want to maximize their rewards can apply for the Switch Black Card, which provides a long list of added benefits, including the potential to receive double the amount of digital rewards. The world is changing fast, and Switch is perfectly positioned to become tomorrow's banking today. We invite you to join our growing community. Begin using a Switch card to earn Switch rewards. Begin running a node to earn even more Switch rewards from the blockchain, the fastest growing technology sector in history. Benefit from becoming an early pioneer in the world of Web3. Don't miss out. Click the link below to join the Switch community and begin earning your digital rewards today.
So, when we're talking about the nodes again, and we're talking about the cards, both of them give you the opportunity to earn these rewards. Just like you earn rewards when you fly on the airplane, towards flying somewhere else, or using the special place at the airport, the Switch reward is a crypto reward. We don't ever guarantee the value because we can't. It's not a security. It's something that the market and the group of folks who utilize this space will cause it to go up or down. Some of the things that are coming forth are large partnerships. We recently announced that we have a partnership with PokerGo. I don't know if we have any poker players in here. Anybody? No? No poker players? Okay, I'm not one either. But PokerGo is the largest distributor that films all the poker tournaments. There will be a Switch Invitational, and we'll be announcing in a couple months that if you have the opportunity and you want to enter this prize opportunity, you will have to open a Switch, your Switch wallet. You'll have the opportunity then to be entered into a prize to get your $10,000 paid in Switch. So if you win the prize, you could go to the Switch Invitational and play poker. That will be filmed, and it will go out under both Switch and PokerGo. We think it'll see about, eyes on it will be about 10 million people. So the utility of the Switch token, the utility of the card, the number of nodes will go up, and the nodes, as we sell them, they go up in price. So there are other projects that have been similar to this, where the nodes have written to enormous amounts of money, $98,000 in one particular case. We have our algorithm set a little lower than that, but what's the best time to be involved in one of these projects? It would have been, hopefully now is the earliest that you can do it, because you can't go back to yesterday or the day before or last year. But if you're looking at the opportunity to produce these kinds of rewards that can then be turned into the marketplace or turned into regular money, these rewards are out there and have the opportunity to be used in that marketplace or turned into fiat, and people are already doing it. Now, at this price that they're at right now, I haven't turned any into fiat, but I have given each one of you the opportunity to have 10,000 of those, and you can keep them and look at them and see what the price is on a regular basis. At any point that the market will bear it, if you decide to sell them, you can sell them and have that money go into your wallet. Now, I would like to talk just a little bit about why you want the Switch card. The Switch card, as we talked about that, it does have a cost to it. We sell the card at $4.95, and that's about average for this type of card. It contains 2 wallets. So your non-custodial wallet is the wallet where you can bring your crypto in, and that's where we're going to drop the 10,000 Switch. You will be the only person, unless you choose to give that information to a trusted source, with the information about that wallet. Your passcodes, your seed phrases, all of that becomes really important. Because remember, this is not part of the banking system. This is not part of a government system. This is a borderless system. You could trade this with someone in South Korea who has some Switch in their wallet or has other things that you would want to trade it for. So there's no middleman. That's the difference with crypto. So you have to be very careful. I think all of you have heard some of the things that have happened where regular crooks have stolen money. Well, if you don't have the keys to your crypto, it's not your crypto. If you let the banker have the keys to your crypto, they can get to your crypto. That's how those kinds of things work. So you want to keep it very secure. But with Switch, one of the main differences, and there's several people who have been using that, is that lots of these systems, it's been very difficult to move your crypto to fiat, to cash. And it might take weeks, it might take months. But in this case, what we do is we do know your customer up front. We do all the things that make us secure about who's moving what. And within minutes, you can move cryptocurrency if you want to trade it. Go out to dinner and trade it into cash. And then you have your debit card to be able to use it. And it's just that simple. It just takes under a minute to do that, where you've seen other programs where it takes hours, days, weeks, or you're waiting forever to figure it out. We also have a customer service group behind that, and you'll very seldom find any kind of customer service in a crypto company. Yes?
If you have a wallet with crypto and you decide to move it into cash, does the government get notified? Get any notification since you're moving it into cash?
Yeah. The question was, if you have crypto and you move it to cash, does the government get information on that? So when that reporting is done, it's just like at the end of the year, when it goes to cash, you will get information. In our case, it'll probably come from Prime Trust, which is a trust, because I'm not touching your money, not me. But when they move that money, they will send a report. So there is reporting for that, and it'll come directly to you.
So will all that money from crypto have to be declared as income?
So the question is that declared as income? I won't know, because everybody's situation is going to be totally different. It'll probably depend somewhat on what asset you traded, because it might be Switch, it might be something else. And so depending on when your basis in the asset, because I won't know that part, only you'll know that, what you bought it at, what you sold it at. It could be a plus, it could be a negative. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, great. Great, what other questions? Okay, so you're trading from crypto to fiat, and there'll be a spread in there that I'll take, but if you have the card, it'll be lower than if you don't have the card.
I may be the village idiot.
No, you're not.
But I want to ask a question as this relates to what's called crypto. Okay, if you have some other kinds of, well, I guess that's what you call it. For an example, some Zimbabwe money. Currency, yes, okay. Is that considered crypto?
No. So there are other currencies. Her question was if you have money from Zimbabwe or something of that sort, is that considered a crypto? However, if you wanted to exchange your Zimbabwe money, depending on which currency you have, that's not one on my radar right now. But if you have a currency and we are able to trade that for you, that's another thing that we will be planning to do for you is, let's say you have the Japanese, whatever they have today. Yeah. There will be some on there that you can trade, and then you would be able to trade them for other things. Yeah, but those are not cryptos at all. Now, there are a proliferation of cryptos out there. There are lots of them. Yes?
My question is, let's say you're holding a current cryptocurrency, as let's say it's Bitcoin. What is the what exchange is, if you wanted to change to switch coin, where would that transaction be executed?
Okay, so the question is if you had Bitcoin or something else and you want to trade that into Switch. And, I personally hold on to all my Bitcoin. I just let it rise with the market. But for example, if you have something in your non-custodial wallet, whatever kind of crypto it is, you can exchange it into another crypto. And I'll support maybe, I think the total is going to be 12 right now. Is that right? We're up to 12. There's probably more than 2,000 out there. So it would have to be on our platform, and we generate the other side of that exchange. And so you could exchange it for another crypto, or you could exchange it for Switch, or you could exchange it for fiat or regular money. Make sense? Yeah. All of them, usually most companies start with about 3 that they're exchanging. And right now, we think we'll be up to 12 pretty soon. The product's still in beta. We have a few other things we want to work out, but you will have that opportunity. I think I see somebody back here. Okay.
Is the $495 for the Black Card, is that annually or just at one time?
Great question. That is annually, except for the fact that you can pay it with your Switch. You'll be able to pay it in the future with your Switch. Or if you spend $20,000 that year, the next year you do not have to pay it again. So that annual fee goes away. And I think, I spent that last month. And so your annual fee goes away, and it's similar to the way they do the mileage cards. They say you get this much mileage if you do this, this, and this. Very similar. So you don't have to do that every year. And there are other opportunities with the Black Card. There is a bank account, full bank account behind that. You can do wires, bring money in, send money out, all those activities. So it's disruption of banking. Just like today, if you say, what's the largest transportation company? It's Uber and it's Lyft. They don't own any cars. We don't own the bank, but we have made this vehicle for you to be able to move your crypto. So if you'd like to get the Black Card, you will also get another prize. I don't ever say I never gave you anything. With that comes how many of the light nodes? 20 more light nodes. Guess what that equates to? Those 20 light nodes that you get when you get the card are equivalent to that $495. So those light nodes can go on one computer. You can have up to 100 of those light nodes on your computer, and they will continuously produce those rewards as long as you keep them on for at least 6 hours during the day. All right? Make sense? Okay. Do they need that QR code? Okay. So if you want to purchase a Black Card, take that QR code. And again, if you don't do it tonight, we can do it for you with a Zoom or something where we can go through it, walk through it with you personally. We're happy to do that. Yes?
I just want to make sure you don't have to get the black card
To use our exchange.
10,000.
No, you don't. You don't have to use the black card to get the 10,000 switch. You just have to open a wallet. So we have a wallet address to send it to. You don't have to have the black card to use my exchange. You can get your wallet, use the exchange. I'm just going to charge you a lot more than I would if you had a black card. So I tell the truth all the time.
So does letting know on your computer verifies
It does not. It does not. You can run one smart node on your computer and it doesn't take up that much. It doesn't slow your computer down or anything. Now, if you buy several of the smart nodes, then you need to look at a VPS. You need to look at a server farm or something of that sort. I was saying earlier, the maximum number I think I've sold in one day to one person was about 100. And I know that person went and put them on a server farm to maximize keeping them on for 6 hours, not having to do a lot. The next day he came back and bought 30 more. So you can put 100 of the light ones on your computer, but you can only put one of the smart nodes on one computer. And I've had some business people buy them for not only themselves and put them on their business computers, but also buy them for incentives for their employees to keep them with the company and invest over a certain number of years that they're getting those nodes. So, great question. Great. All right. And let's go to the next slide. Did everybody get to that QR code if they want it? Okay. All right. So non-custodial and custodial wallets. Somebody says, what are you talking about on those wallets? Remember the one where it's non-custodial, you're going to have the only access to that, and that's where your crypto will go. And the custodial wallet is when you want to move it to spin, then it will go to your switch card and you'll be able to spin it. And there's some really nice features, really nice security features on that. Questions about the wallet system? When you see the frauds and those things that have gone on, they didn't have a two wallet system. The person that they went into that project with, had access to their crypto, and that's how it can be moved, that's how it can be stolen. So we have a saying in the industry, if it ain't your keys, it ain't your crypto. You've got to watch that very closely. And there's not the FDIC, you are responsible for that. That's a little bit more about how the blockchain works. So before we go on and talk any more about the light nodes and the smart nodes, what questions do you have? Yes. You could use your switch card or to go in or the exchange and purchase actual crypto. So you could purchase, the 12 that we're going to have, and Switch is probably going to be the last on there because we just came out. But you could go through the system and purchase actual coins. Actual coins, yes, you could. And that will include Switch in the near future. And right now, the Switch Pay is coming out, and that will allow you to purchase if you put cash into the system and you're using this rail, then you'll be able to do cash and push it into the Switch card is one way you could do it. You could also do it using cryptos. So if you want to exchange one crypto for another one, so long as it's in that group that we are going to be supporting, you could do it from crypto to crypto. So like Ethereum, you're familiar with that probably, or Bitcoin or altcoin, it goes on and on, how many different coins there are. But yes, you could exchange coin to coin. If you wanted to use a credit card, you could do that. And if you wanted to use a credit card to buy a node, you can do that. All of those are options because when you start, you're like, okay, what are they talking about? This particular coin and that particular coin. If you're just starting out, we would be happy to help you through that whole process. Some people use their debit cards, some people use their credit cards. All of those are options. Absolutely. Yeah.
Can't you also just wire money in,
Yes.
and also you can connect it to the bank account and have it just
Absolutely. Yeah. So you could take that $1 million that you have and move it over and you know, operate from there. And you know, I think one of the most interesting things, I had somebody call me and said, I have a tobacco farm in Costa Rica and I have to pay those guys or those kinds of things. And I'm tired of carrying all that cash down to Costa Rica. So, you know, the next thing up will be business cards. We are testing about 5 of those at this point. We'll continue what I call disruption of banking with this whole product line that will continue to grow. So the roadmap will have mortgages, other things like that are scanned out for the future for the crypto users. Yeah. Okay, so the Light Node sells for $25 and you'll be getting one of those for free if you sign up for the wallet. And if you sign up for the card, you'll get 20 more. And then the Smart Node, if you sign up for the Smart Node, what it's going to do is you're going to get, there's 25 billion that will be coins that will, or tokens that will be distributed this year. So being in the forefront of buying a Smart Node is where you want to be, because as time goes on, that number continues to go down. And so the rewards go down, and so the next year it will be 12.5, and the next year it'll be 6.5. So the maximum distribution now will be that 25 billion. Next one. Yes. A Smart Node right now is selling for $6,600. Yeah, $6,600. Yeah, that's, and that sounds like a lot of money, but like I said, I spent that much in Vegas last month. Yes. Yes. Right now, the good question. Excellent question. The question is, what are the Light Nodes or the Smart Nodes doing? And that is how the blockchain is formed. Right now, they ping back and forth and tell us what computing power we have. We have the ability to sell that computing power to someone else. Every year or so, right now, they're planned to grow in their ability to do things. So they'll start confirming transactions. They'll start doing other things as the nodes are improved. So, for example, I saw someone's transaction where they were actually selling, and I could see how many of the nodes that it had been confirmed on, that is a good transaction. One of them, I saw 43 of them confirmed. So they will grow in what they can do over time. Yeah. What else? Okay. So with the Smart Node, the big difference is, though, you get more rewards. That's the bottom line. That's the only reason that you'd want to go into that level, is to be able to get that larger number of rewards. So if you want to take a look at this QR code, this will get you to that Smart Node. And I'd love to sell every one of you a Smart Node. But if there's any doubt in your mind, you don't want to put your grocery money over here. You don't want to put your everyday money over here. This is where you're saying, okay, I'm buying this software to produce these rewards, and I'll be part of that distribution of the 25 billion in this year and the future years going forward. Okay, that's it. I want to thank each and every one of you. There are some other folks in the audience that have also had experience, and Barry has had experience. So I invite anyone, if you want more opportunity to talk about their personal experiences, you're welcome to come up at this point.
Let's give it a hand for Kathy Roberts. You heard us say a lot about your keywords. If you get a wallet and she deposited those 10,000 rewards in there, and you set up a password, you said, well, I got the password, I'm good. You lose those 12 words and you forget the password, as you do. you will not see those 10,000 rewards. Nobody will. They'll be gone forever. I've seen people who have lost these 12 words and had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and literally break down into tears. I like what Switch did in giving you these cards. It's a simple way to record those keywords, and some of you have a little problem. It's called can't write. Get somebody to write so you can understand and spell those words correctly. I don't want to see anybody lose anything. So be sure to understand the importance of those words. They're more important than the password, just so that you know. As I said at the beginning, I'm a card-carrying member. I've been in the crypto industry over, I think, 5 years now, Ken? 6 years, okay. And I've also tried and used a lot of the competition. That's why I've switched, okay? I know the ups and downs of all the other cards. None of them have a account number and a routing number. None of them transfer as fast as Switch right now, okay? And so it is in beta, but it's the #1 card for me on the market, okay? And I've seen them all. And I'm on tape, so I'm not going to name them, but you know them if you've been around for a while. I dare you to compare Switch to any of them. I've done it, and Switch has outperformed every time and do a lot more. Has anybody ever had those nagging subscriptions that won't go away, and you tell them you want to cancel, and the next month there it is on your statement again? And then you get to the point you say, okay, I can't take it no more, and you cancel your card. Then all of a sudden you're getting late notices because you forgot things you get attached to that card. Well, with Switch, you can create a unique account number for each subscription. I got to say that again. You can create a unique account number for each subscription you have. That means that if you want to walk away from a subscription, you just don't fund the account. Let them try to get the money then. Okay? So, I've seen it, and Ken has come to me and said, I see that on my bill again. And I said, but we put in for the cancellation last month. Okay? So I know the aggravation. I've been through it before trying to cancel a subscription. And said, I'll never do business with that company again because they will not cancel my subscription. And so little things like that makes Switch stand out in the crowd. And it goes on and on and on. Okay? You're seeing something that's gonna be the Coca-Cola of the industry. Yeah, I said it today and I'm on tape. Okay. And so you're somewhere where you should be, and you didn't even realize what you were going to see tonight or what information you were going to have. And some of you won't get that aha moment till on the way home. You'll realize, I get it. And some are going to take a little longer. Like I said, we'll have a few Zooms and we'll get you up to speed. Don't worry. We don't want anybody left behind. So if you don't get it all today, make sure we got your information, and then we can reach you because we want to get you those coins for one thing. But other than that, we want you part of the community. And we got just a dynamic leader, I tell you. And I'm so proud to be part of it. And a lot of you in the room know me personally. And I'm no longer a pitch man for anything because I've been beat up. And, I got excited and then wake up one day and it's been gone. Push the button. Some of you in the room know what I'm talking about. Okay. And so, I almost had given up until Switch came. And now, if you get an email from me, in the footer, it says, I've switched. Okay? That's just how pro Switch I am. Okay? And so, okay.
So, is the switch wallet a hot, warm, or cold?
Oh, that's a good question. A cold wallet is disconnected from the internet completely. So no, it's not. It's not a cold wallet. Okay. I don't understand about a warm and hot wallet. Okay. But it's not a cold wallet. Yes, it can. Yeah, any coin can be directed and put into a cold wallet. But you're going way ahead of the group. But okay, I got you. You've been around for a while. Okay. I'm gonna talk to you afterwards, okay? You need a node in your life. Okay. See, okay. Okay. But yeah, and the thing that I worry the most about in the crypto industry is people not being able to access their coins because they got too secure. And that's just how much security it is. And believe it or not, I've seen people who haven't been able to get a hold of their assets. Okay, and so what's another question? Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Wright, and I've known this guy for about 50 years. He sold me some insurance a long time ago. I want to tell you how I looked at crypto in a little different way. I'm a CPA by trade. Okay, so I look at things logically and linearly, right? So when I looked at it, when I look at the blockchain, I want you to think about the blockchain. Google the blockchain later and understand the blockchain. Because once you understand the blockchain helps us do things better, faster, cheaper, quicker, something. It disrupts something. Switch is disrupting the banking industries. And there's a lot of other blockchain projects that's going to disrupt other things. So I started there. Then I realized that blockchain has been adopted faster than any technology in history. Faster than the Industrial Revolution. Faster than the internet. Faster than mobile phones. So again, logic. Okay, there's a reason for that. So the issue is not, is blockchain going to be important? It's going to change everything just like the internet. So what I ask people to do is this. Ask yourself, when the internet came out, did you know it was going to be big in your mind? Honestly, did you think it would? Did any of you? You didn't think it would? Well, I did. I knew it would be big. What I didn't know is who was going to be Google, who was going to be Amazon, who was going to be Apple. So what you want to look for is the kinds of projects that will succeed in this inevitable industry. And that's what this is all about. So all I ask people to do is two things. Be curious and then look at it and do your work. And I think you'll begin to find the answers to what you're trying to do. That's the way I look at it.
Those of you who know me, I've said it over and over again. I'm going to say it one more time for those who haven't heard it. When you're ahead of technology, you're a visionary, and most of them make money. When you're behind technology, you're a customer, and money's made off of you. What door do you want to walk through? Okay. Kathy, anything else? Oh, sorry, Dennis. How could I forget my friend, Dennis?
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dennis Walker. Some of you may know me because Kenneth and I and Barry and Larry, and we've been on this crypto journey together for the last 6 years or so. And we've done our due diligence on several different projects. What really impressed me about this one compared to some of the others we looked at is this person right here. I don't know if you all caught what she said earlier about the lightning strike strike.
Yeah.
So she was part of the startup for Discover Card. Pardon me? Is this better? Hello? All right. So she was part of the startup for Discover Bank. So she's been through that. She understands the industry back and forth. She was taken out of retirement. Well, she came out of retirement once she looked at this and understood what it was all about. and the opportunities that it had. She's looking at having that second experience of lightning strike, having that success with a startup that becomes the standard of other things going to be judged by. And that's the same with this Switch debit card. I have been a card carrying member, and we've all been part of the beta testing for the card. And the thing that has impressed me, and Barry will agree with this, I'm sure, is that the customer service is spot on. If there's any issues that arise, they take care of it immediately. So some of the other projects we looked into and whatever, they don't have strong leadership. They don't have someone that's been through an industry and made a huge impact in the industry. So Kathy's experience, and then understanding blockchain. We started out together. None of us knew what blockchain was, but we're pretty educated about it. We're pretty educated about it. So I just want to make sure that everyone, if there's anyone that needs more of an explanation of what blockchain is and how it works, anything, then
We're happy to take down all your information.
Yeah.
An appointment, do one-on-one, help you make your decisions and walk through it.
Yeah, well, that means if you have no questions, that means that Kathy did an excellent job. So let's give her another round of applause, please.
Wow. Kathy, you are unbelievable. I love your energy. You are visionary. And wow, I'm glad to be on your team, man. We finna do some. We finna do something. We finna make some noise. We're gonna help a whole lot of people. I want to just say that I have the opportunity to be here today. Year ago, I probably couldn't even get out of bed. I'm still a little challenged with bringing those thoughts to my mouth and speaking them. I might get a little tongue-tied a little bit because they're not coming out right, but I'm still up here trying. So Larry and Dennis and Barry, we've been together for about 5 or 6 years. I met Larry 50-something years ago through his brother, and we're just a team, and we've been to rock this thing, and I'm very excited, and this is going to be a lot more educational for you guys. We want to take all the information that we've learned as a team and give it to you guys, because everything is changing right now. The next 3 to 5 years is going to set the stage for the next 100 years in the world. If you don't get in front of this stuff, it's going to leave you behind. Okay, some kind of way, I'm getting my connection to spirit, to God, and some type of way today, Larry said, Kenny, we're going to get you, Barry need a Barry. I was telling Barry a month ago, we need to go find him an assistant, because he going to need some help. Okay, anybody got some young guy, girl, or whatever, he going to need some help with all the stuff that we're trying to do. And so I'm kind of like old school, doing things in groups, et cetera, et cetera. I'm getting a little acclimated to the Zoom thing, but I'm still like this here because I got this restaurant that's got to be fed. Okay, so seeing all you guys here, and don't forget, if you kind of hungry, got a huge buffet out there. Yeah, okay. Some of you guys have already paid for it. Okay, you know who you are. But the ones that didn't pay, they take your money out there, and they said that they're going to do some special things for Kathy out there. But I guarantee you, she'll let you guys eat on her some of the food too. Okay, now I'm not going to put her money out there and say that she going to pay for you. Okay, but it's going to be some special things out there. And so I just want to say thanks for everybody coming out. Okay, oh, go ahead, young lady.
Barry.
Come on.
Barry.
Okay.
You know, I just want to say this real quick. I'm a card carrying member. Okay? But I want you all to know you're in the right place at the right time. Because I've known Barry and Wanda and Mr. Kenny here from all the way back in 2017 as well. So I'm what you call one of those pioneers when we got involved in cryptocurrency. And I must say, I'm super excited about what we're getting ready to do or what we've been doing with Switch Reward Card. And remember, we got to leave a legacy for our children. Tell our kids, our college students, get them involved in this. They know more about this stuff than we do. So we have got to get them involved so that we can educate them on where this can take them. There's a lot of them out there that can't even get a bank account now. But guess what? Hello. This banking system we can't depend on anymore. You know, we've got the solutions to a lot of stuff going on if we just open up our minds, open up our hearts, and know that we're doing this for somebody else other than ourselves. We're here to help each other, as they mentioned. If you need help, this community, I'm in love with this community. Barry and Kenny. That's why I keep coming back for more. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. He was just talking a minute ago. He says, do I know you? I've been to these events before. I've been out of the loop because, you know, I even had a little mild stroke, but I've been out of the loop. But I'm not going to let that stop me from spreading the word of this. This is good news right here. And we need to spread it. So thank you, Kathy, for coming. Thank you, Barry. And thank you, Kenny, for holding this event, because this is awesome.
And thank all of you. So you might say, I want my kids to hear what happened in this room tonight. Well, I want my mom, my dad to hear this. I didn't tell you before, because some of you might not have been in the room tonight if I told you this, but it will be streamed on klsdtv.com. That's klsdtv.com. We will restream this, right, John?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll have that out by tomorrow, John?
Whatever you say, Mr. White.
Okay. It is done. So you could go on to klsdtv.com and see the replay of tonight and share the experience with your loved ones. John?
Not only that, why don't you just tell them what we're doing? Why don't you tell them about this man's station that you see up on TV?
KLS is for Kenneth Lewis Sr. Digital TV. And this is the first event being streamed on Ken's On Network. So stay tuned for a lot of entrepreneurial programming and much, much more. Thank you, John. John is the engineer back there, and he's also with his
my
Walter.
Bear. This is my bear.
Okay.
His name's Walter.
With Walter. And look forward for some great things coming out of this room. And I want to next year, well, I guess say be in this room. I'd rather say be on an island somewhere, but I'll say be in this room for a minute. And then we go out and get on the plane to go to the island. Because of decisions you make today can change your tomorrow. That's how I'm going to end it. I know you're hungry, so I'm not going to say anything else. But let's eat. Okay, and once again, if you don't have a band and you're hungry, go to the register. You get the special price for the night. And what is that, Ken? 20.
All you can eat, everything. Some kind of way, you say, I don't want to eat that much tonight. I just want to take something home. Whatever this carry-out price is, $10.99. After 7 o'clock, it's $50 off to $7.99 a pound. About a pound.
And I'm gonna say this, you know, and I shouldn't say this on the record here, but next door there's a McDonald's, and you pay about the same price for a number one.
For two people.
And you only can eat one. Okay. So, you know, this is all you can eat for one low price. And remember that today, tomorrow, and ongoing, because the pandemic took a lot of his competition out, but he's still standing. And the restaurant is still standing, but it will not stand without you. And so please support historically black business and a person who started many businesses and will create a lot more, and will create a lot more millionaires also. Good night.
Good night, everybody.